Doesn't look like a killer. Comes across so calm. Acts like he has a dream. Full of passion.
You don't trust me, huh?
Well, you know why.
I do. We're not supposed to trust anyone in our profession anyway.
Are you ready to talk sports? You logged on to the right place. John Edge and the Sports Heads. Get ready for the ride of your life.
Pitches hit the left field and deep. Going back is Gaddis. This ball is gone. Yep, he can do it all. That's his first home run. This crowd on their feet going nuts. It'll put one more up on the board. And the Marlins lead it 5-1. McCann and Fernandez going at it. I'm not sure what was said, but the benches have emptied. And there is stuff going on at the field around the home plate area. Both dugouts have emptied. Here comes the bullpen.
This is in high school no more. This is the professional game, and there should be professional players doing what you're supposed to do. And I don't think that should ever happen. And I'm embarrassed. And hopefully it won't happen again.
Yo, you know, the Cubanos were saying, métele un puñazo, Fernandez, métele un puñazo.
Yeah. Pequezón.
Métele un puñazo a Chris Johnson y a McCann. I think McCann was just
No,
trying,
McCann didn't do anything.
Yeah, he was just trying to be like, he said during the interview that he was just trying to be like a big brother or father and son conversation, letting him know that he shouldn't have done that. But then listening to other guys down here, they're saying that what Fernandez did was all right. I don't agree with that. You know,
You can't spit on the base.
Yeah, that.
But you know what? Showing that home run after what they did at the top of that inning, that's perfectly fine with me.
Yeah.
Because Gaddis showed him up.
Yeah, he
and
did.
Chris Johnson started jawing at him.
Right.
And rather than hitting him with a 95-mile-per-hour fastball in the ear hole, he hit a shot.
So, in your opinion, the Braves were the ones who started all this?
Of course.
Because when Gaddis hit the home run, he did a little trash talking, right?
He stared at him.
Right.
And then he proceeded to, take his
Now, when
round.
Fernandez went to the dugout, I saw when he was in the dugout, he was going crazy, like screaming.
He was livid. He was very angry.
And he was angry because of what Gaddis said, right?
Not
what he said, but
what Gaddis did and what Johnson said.
Because Johnson popped up.
Right. It was the two batters in the same inning.
Right. Chris Johnson popped up, and then he said something to
He says, I had that. Like, I read his lips, and maybe I'm wrong. He goes, I got you. I had that pitch. Like, he just missed it.
Right,
He made it
right.
seem like he just missed that pitch.
And he popped it up to, I guess, the right center somewhere around there.
Left center.
Was it left center? Okay. And then Fernandez went into the dugout, and he was going crazy. And nobody know. And I didn't know what was going on because the cameras don't catch everything.
No,
and
it's
then,
impossible.
Yeah, and then when Fernandez comes up to bat, hits the home run, and he did a Barry Bonds, and he stared at the ball going out of the park,
And then he slowly.
I think it took him about. I counted. It took about 38 seconds to round.
That's awesome.
To round the bases
And a spit.
But I heard, did Chris Johnson spit first, or was it Fernandez spitting first?
I'm not sure.
Because I heard somebody say that Chris Johnson spit first in front of Fernandez, and he spit it at third base
As he was getting there.
Exactly, and then Fernandez spit, and then Fernandez did his whatever you want to call this. Those who are watching us on Ustream, you guys catching this? Here you go, boom. See, he's doing that, and that's when McCann told him, you can't do this. You need to be more mature. Blah blah blah. Whatever happened, and then Fernandez said, "Okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done it." And then what a true gentleman this kid is. He apologized first of all to the Braves, and then he apologized to the fans. But more importantly, and I'm going to say this because I'm a huge baseball fan. I think baseball is the greatest sport of all times. He apologized to the game of baseball for what he did. Hey, give him credit. You know, this guy's.
I'm glad he did it, but honestly, this whole respect the game and apologize to the game. Do you know how ridiculous that sounds?
He's grateful for where he's at right now.
No, I understand, but the phrase "respect the game," those 3 words should never be. It's play the game, have fun with the game. The game is it's a game.
Yeah, but I like the way he came out, and then they had to wait for at least I think half hour to 45 minutes until he came out and had his interview with Minervini. But I guess Redmond had the whole team in the dugout. I mean, not in the dugout, in the clubhouse, and I guess they were trying to school Fernandez on what he did, and he said he went over to the Atlanta Braves clubhouse, apologized to Freddie Gonzalez, to McCann, and so on and so on and so on. But this is just a kid. He's 21 years old. Rookie of the year, maybe. And even Cy Young talks, deal. I don't know if you agree with that. I don't agree with that with the Cy Young talk.
No, Clayton Kershaw
is,
although he's really close, it's not that far off.
Yeah, I'm a yell off the stats here real quick, deal, before we get to that talk of comparing the young Fernandez to Kershaw. But Fernandez season totals, 2.19 ERA, 172 and 2/3 innings pitched, 185 strikeouts, very impressive for a rookie. 57 walks, are among the best of all time for a rookie. I think Hideo Nomo is number 1 compared to these stats that I just mentioned. His opponents are hitting 182 batting average against him. Also ended the season 9-0 with a 1.19 ERA at home, becoming one of 3 rookies all time to go undefeated. Undefeated, deal.
Yeah.
Undefeated.
Yeah.
At home at Marlins Park. So it's either going to be him or Puig, and then I know how the writers are going to go. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not a prophet. I don't have a crystal ball here in front of me, but I think Puig is going to get it because I guess Puig is taking them to the playoffs. Obviously, the Dodgers are. Let me look at the stats here. The Dodgers are 13 games ahead of the Arizona Diamondbacks. They won the division a long time ago, even though they haven't clinched it yet. But I don't know. Do you agree? Deal with giving the Rookie of the Year to the player that takes their team to the playoffs, or do you go with just by stats only?
I think Rookie of the Year is one of those just how you performed. That's what MVP's for. We look at MVP to see valuable player, but Rookie of the Year is just outstanding rookie.
Right.
Now, if you're a guy in a crappy team, but you have an outstanding year, that's all it is. It's the standout rookie.
Yeah. Didn't Chris Coughlin win Rookie of the Year? And
yes.
Their team was horrible.
And you know what? He didn't play most of that year.
Right.
But he led the league in batting average since he was in the league.
Right.
So it's one of those, how you do, but it's really close. Yasiel Puig's been amazing.
340 batting average.
Yeah, it's been absolutely incredible. When he's come into the league and fielding too. You can't take away the fielding. It's not just his bat. He's a tremendous right fielder, and it's hard because if you go by the value one, it's always going to be that everyday player, usually.
Yeah.
Because you have more opportunities to change games. When you're a starting pitcher, all you can do is every 5th game, go out there and do something.
Very curious to find out when was the last time a pitcher won the Rookie of the Year.
That's a good question.
Yeah, we could look that up. But Dio, Puig, take nothing away from Puig. He's having a phenomenal season. If a question to you, if the Marlins don't shut Fernandez down like they did yesterday, last night was the last time he's going to pitch, and there's only 2.5 weeks left in the season.
There's no problem with that.
Do you think if they would let him pitch to the end of the season, maybe he probably would have pitched maybe 2 more times, maybe? Do you think that would have been? He would have had a better chance of winning the Rookie of the Year, the ROY. I mean, how they have the Jose ROY.
Right.
Him competing against Puig, would that make a difference if he would have pitched 2 more times?
I don't think so. I'm not for that. I don't think it really makes much of a difference.
Yeah.
To tell you the truth, I mean, those 2 more starts, what if he does terribly?
Yeah.
So, he went out the way he should have. They won the game. He pitched, like he always does, very well.
5 strikeouts, yeah.
Yeah, home run to boot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he went out, just fine. And if you look at his stats this year, they're phenomenal. And it was on an innings limit, really.
Yeah.
I mean, he never, ever pitched a complete game. I mean, I think you can count on one hand how many times he had 100 pitches in a game.
Right.
So, what he did this year was just nuts. He almost averaged 10 strikeouts per 9 innings. He leads the National League in that category.
He had a back-to-back game, 14 strikeouts, and the next game he had a 13-game strikeout. So.
And for your pitcher,
Yeah, go ahead.
actually, not this year that passed, but the prior year,
Okay.
in both the NL and the AL, a pitcher won. Craig Kimbrell, closer for the Braves.
Right.
And Jeremy Hellickson, starter for the Rays. Both won Rookie of the Year in both pitchers.
So not last year, but the year before.
Right, in 2011.
Okay. So it's common for a pitcher to win.
It's not uncommon. I mean, Verlander won Rookie of the Year. There's a few recognizable names like Neftali Feliz.
Yeah.
Andrew Bailey's another name I recognize. Houston Street. My God, where'd that guy go? But there's a few. Not Dontrell, the D Train.
Dontrell, yeah.
Yeah. So it's Rookie of the Year is a lot different than MVP.
Now Cy Young is out of the question.
Ah, man, if it wasn't for the freaking year that Clayton Kershaw's having, I mean, it's really unfair when your guy has a 2.16 ERA. His win-loss record's not going to... I mean, I think Kershaw's 14-8, so it really doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
9.7 strikeouts per 9 innings.
Yeah.
What he's doing this year is just stupid. The last 3 months, I heard a baseball expert say this, and this is a statistical guy.
Okay, go ahead.
The last 3 months, he said Jose Fernandez, since June till now, is the best pitcher in baseball. And I looked up the numbers. He's not wrong. From his first start in June till now, he has a 1.5 ERA. That's just ridiculous.
So from June before the All-Star game.
Right.
The All-Star game was in July.
Right. From June, I think it was June 1st that it was start too. I'll tell you right now.
Because I know starting from the All-Star break, he never lost a game. And like I said before, let me go over the stats again one more time for our listeners. He ended the season 2.19 ERA, 172 and 2/3 innings pitched, 185 strikeouts, which is very impressive. 57 walks are among the best of all time for a rookie. The guy has a crazy curveball and a crazy slider,
and his fastball.
Yeah, that can nobody hit. And I think a couple games ago he was clocked at the high 90s during the 7th inning. So this kid here is for real, and I'm just hoping and praying that Jeffrey Loria, if you're hearing us right now, John Etch and the Sports Heads on SoulFlowRadio.com, that pitching wins championships, and if you had a choice to either, and this is a tough question, Deal, who do you sign first? Do you sign? And I'm not even sure where Stanton's contract is at. I'm not sure where Fernandez's contract at. But if I had a choice right now to sign Fernandez or Stanton for long terms, it would be Fernandez.
Well, you sign Stanton first because he's going to be first in line anyway, and then you sign Fernandez. And to tell you the truth,
yeah, but how much is Loria going to offer?
Yeah, but you're
Stanton?
you're a major league ball club.
Yeah.
When you have two gems like that, honestly, have we seen there's not too many guys who can swing the bat like Stanton.
You see that home run he hit yesterday? Outside, the pitch was outside. He extended his arms, hit it dead center.
Yeah,
it was an incredible home run.
He hits there's guys with power.
Yeah,
this guy's vicious.
Freaking animal.
You saw what he did to the scoreboard last year, where he broke it.
Yeah,
he broke the damn thing. He hits harder. Maybe I don't know.
I've only seen one guy that hit the baseball harder than anybody, and that was Barry Bonds. I'm sure.
And Barry, they weren't all line drives like Stanton. Stanton, it flies off the bat.
Barry Bonds all line drives. Boom, boom, boom.
Right.
Boom.
Yeah. Stanton just flies off the bat.
It was unbelievable,
and it's scary. And it's doubles.
Yeah.
Say he doesn't hit it out. Sometimes he doesn't get a double because it's flying so fast it just bounces off the wall.
Exactly.
And suddenly it's a single.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, you can tell, and if you surround, it's hard. We know how hard baseball is. If you have nobody around you that's threatening, then they just, why am I going to pitch to you? Why am I going to give you anything to hit? Because the next guy, he's not going to hit anything.
Exactly.
And the guy in front of you, I'm just going to throw 3 fastballs down the middle. Good luck hitting it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous what's going on.
So you saying Laurie's going to sign both of them? Or?
No, I don't think I don't think they'll sign either one.
What?
I just
They
don't.
got to sign one of them, bud.
I mean, if they're gonna sign one, maybe Fernandez because he's Cuban.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's more marketable than Stanton, maybe.
Stan's already pissed. You know, last year when they got rid of all the players, when they got rid of Jose Reyes and Burley, and the rest of the guys that were on that team, Stanton was very, very vocal. He came out on Twitter and saying that he can't believe what the hell's going on, and I'm sure he's still upset inside, but he's a true gentleman. He's going through the strides of being a last place team. This is 2 years in a row that the Marlins are in last place. They're 59-90 or something like that, 54-90.
They're about to beat on 100-loss team.
Let me see here. I'm sorry, they're 54-90 right now.
I mean, they're gonna.
Did they win today? At 12, they played. It was 12:30 game.
No, I don't think so.
They lost
Last
that?
time I checked, they were getting killed.
They were getting killed. Okay.
I mean, I don't know the final score. I'm gonna look that up right now.
I heard some guy was in the radio.
Yeah, 6-1.
I heard some guy on the radio saying that the Marlins should retaliate today and hit somebody.
I mean, you know what?
I'm like, come on.
It's fine. And there was no there was no brawl. There was nothing of the sort. I think it's just and you know what? This is a rivalry.
Yeah.
It's a NL East rivalry. The
Yeah.
Braves and the Marlins. It's never been one of those. A lot of Marlins fans hate the Braves, and a lot of Braves hate them. Well, I doubt they hate the Marlins. They don't want to waste their emotion on a crappy team. But it's one of those things, and it's nice to see. I mean,
Freddie's a coach here, so he used to be the manager here. I'm sorry.
Right, exactly. So who cares? It made the game a little more exciting. It's unfortunate that the only time we'll ever hear, and John, you say it all the time. You talk about the Marlins, nobody talks about the Marlins. When are we talking about the Marlins? When something bad happens.
Yeah.
It's always the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. So before we move on and we change to another subject, because I know Troy Hall, who's going to be on the show a little later, we're going to give him a call, and he's going to give us his opinion on what happened with the Oklahoma State investigations and also the Alabama-Texas A&M game. So, Troy Hall, if you're listening to the show, I know you're going crazy. Why are you starting the show with baseball?
Hey, it was one of the biggest stories nationwide what happened yesterday in that Braves game.
Yeah, yeah. And I know the Jets are playing New England tonight. That's a 8:30 start. Is that right? The game's about to start.
Yeah.
We might have to get that game on. Do we have to get the other computer going?
Oh man, I don't know. Yeah, we can.
First of all,
you can use that one.
Okay,
that's our TV.
I think you
I didn't give you
giving me that website that I don't want to give out on the air on where you can watch games on the internet. I think I got a virus from it, man, because my computer's acting up.
That's because you didn't use protection.
You told me whatever you say, whatever you do, don't download anything that they want you to download. And I think I downloaded something, and for some reason my computer this morning was just acting up. So I don't want to totally blame it on you, Deal, but my computer is acting up. I might have to take it to those geeks over at Best Buy, the Geek Squad.
Yeah,
or maybe you.
Maybe me.
Maybe you could fix this. I don't even know if I have a virus or not, but who knows? All right, we come back. Well, we'll get into some NFL, especially what's going on with the Dolphins. They got a big game up in Indianapolis, and also we'll get into Sue against fined $100,000. Wow, for that illegal block. I think that guy should be freaking suspended for the whole season. Man, that guy's a jerk off. So, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got the Mayweather-Canelo. We got the Oklahoma State, Alabama, Texas A&M game with Troy Hall. We'll give him a call, and he'll come on the air with us. And I got my picks, my NFL locks. I was 1-2 last week. Week 1 is always a hard week to pick games. So I went 1-2, and I think I got a couple good ones for you guys. So keep it locked here on SoFloRadio.com. The number is 954-990-0036. Deal on the 1 and 2s. Jack Frost is in another room, and he'll be joining us promptly, I hope. So keep it locked here. We'll be back at these short messages.
More of John Etch and the Sports Heads next.
Is your computer getting slower? Can't get your smartphone to work with your PC? Or is the internet taking so long to load that it seems like the worldwide wait? I'm Luke Ford, CEO of My Computer Works. Every day we help people just like you fix their computer problems. We offer an affordable way to help you with your computer. It's fast, safe, and reliable. It's My Computer Works.
Technology keeps advancing and it's very hard to keep up. So My Computer Works is definitely a service that I can't do without.
Just call 1-800-618-3090. That's 1-800-618-3090.
CBC5 is the executive liaison for all your building compliance needs. Serving South Florida from the Palm Beaches to Key West, CBC5 delivers 5-star service that brings...
what's this ABC, BDQ, whatever?
CBC5. It stands for Complete Building Compliance.
Oh, I ain't building nothing, so what can they do for me?
Well, they do more than plan review and permitting. They help the little guy cut through red tape.
I got duct tape holding together my carport.
Well, CBC5 can help. Let them deal with bureaucrats. They helped George Rodriguez solve a sewer lateral problem, and they saved him a ton of money and hassles.
By City Hall, who can do that?
CBC5 can do that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a commercial to finish. Contact Shoddy the Hottie at CBC5, 786-255-3851, or log on to cbc5.net. That's cbc5.net.
Strawberry patch and smoothie.
Get your hands off me.
Huh?
I said don't touch me.
I shouldn't have went to that party last night. Now I'm seeing talking fruit.
You're not dreaming, Bubba, and you're not putting me in that blender.
But you're just a fruit.
Who you calling a fruit?
You are. You're a delicious passion fruit.
Why, sure, I'm passionate. How would you like to be blended, huh? I got right, you know.
Customers waiting. You gotta go.
Yeah, but wait, you can...
At Power Smoothie in Aventura, we show fruit no mercy. Always fresh, always delicious. To make the best smoothies and wraps on earth, try our new cilantro lime-alicious wrap or our hot chipotle chicken. Power Smoothie in Aventura, located just north of the Aventura Mall in the Promenade Shops. Or call 305-792-5338. Open 7 days a week.
Social media marketing. You know your business needs it, but you have no clue on how to do it. And who has the time?
Don't worry, you're not alone. Mouse Media is here to help.
Mouse Media has linked creativity, art, and technology to expand your web presence and increase traffic to your site. Visit them at mousemedia.us.
That's mousemedia.us.
Or follow Mouse Media on Twitter and on Facebook.
Mousemedia.us.
SoFlo Fridays, every final Friday of the month on SoFloRadio.com. Now, back to John Etch and the Sports Heads.
John Etch and the Sports Heads.
On SoFloRadio.com.
I was upset with myself. It wasn't really anything else had to do with anything. It wasn't like, I'd have told you the same thing, regardless, because if you ask me, about the plays, I don't really have the answer. If you ask me why I wasn't, if I didn't get targeted, I can't really answer that for you because I'm not the one calling the plays.
Now let's get it all in perspective. For all y'all enjoyment, a song y'all can step with. Y'all appointed me to bring rap justice, but I ain't fine.
We're back in the studios, SoFloRadio.com studios in Hollywood, Florida.
Only describe us as soldiers.
Jack Frost is in the house.
Stay laced in the best, well dressed with finesse in the
Theo on the 1 and 2s.
Girl who fly and talk so nicely. Put her in the coop so she
All right, the Jets are 12.5-point underdog in New England tonight. Is Jack Frost mic working or what? I don't hear him. There you go. There's Jack Frost.
There we go. I was off in the back.
What's up, Jack?
Doing
straight?
How are you?
I'm good, man. Talking sports. Whenever we talk sports, it makes me feel happy, very happy.
Why is that?
Because everything else is just like when I pick up the Herald, when I pick up the Sun Sentinel, like I go straight to the sports page because everything else is just negative. I don't want to hear the guy running over the old people on H Street, killing people. I just don't want to hear that. It's so depressing, man. The older you get, the more sensitive you get to these type of stories. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but
No.
I go straight to sports. Something that makes me happy.
Happy.
And that's just the way I am.
No, this actually starting to pick up because I was dying. I actually was feeling the opposite way towards sports. It was like, I don't know, sports in the summer kind of does that to you, where it's like, you know what, I'm done. I'm retired. As far as like being a diehard sports fan.
Yeah, but pick up the front page of the Herald. It's all negative, man. It's
No,
all,
I
all
get-
just stories of just
I get
kids
that.
being molested, kids dying, what's going on in Syria. Just stuff like that. It's just
Yeah, but it's kind of getting to that point to an extent with sports. I actually, was writing a blog about that, like the state of where sports is at right now, compared to how it was to, let's say, the '85 Bears. Or
going back to age. Okay.
Not yeah, I gotta make it work a little bit for you. But you have other instances with that, the hurricanes of the '90s and stuff like that. You don't really. I won't even go as far back as the '90s. The 2001 Miami Hurricanes. You don't really see stuff like that. I think
the best college team of all times.
There was a lot
That's
of
what they're saying.
There was a lot of great college teams, but
that 2001 team's ridiculous,
stacked. But I say that to say this after watching the UM Gators game. It was intense, like those games usually are. But I didn't feel that same feeling. I don't know if I'm sounding. Oh, you correct me, Dio, if I am. I just didn't get that same feeling like those old school Ken Dorsey versus Florida State games where, it's all the elements are there. It's hot as hell and the humidity and all this other stuff, and then pass to Jeremy Shockey, almost at the end of the game to win the game and stuff or put them in a position to win the game. I don't really see that anymore. We're talking about Johnny Manziel and a two-year investigation with UM and all this other crap. So I don't know. Sports is kind of tripping me out right now.
Yeah, but we just week 2 of the NFL, a lot of good games going on.
Well,
starting with tonight, the
dude,
Jets
it's
and New
football
England.
season.
Yeah,
it's on.
Well, yeah, we're kind of out of that slow state, that slow period that we were in with sports. Football picking up, basketball training camp starts next month. Hockey for all those people who care about hockey.
Speaking of basketball, the Heat picked up Beasley.
Weasley.
Yeah,
yeah.
How many times have you been busted already with
I read that
marijuana.
I read that in the newspaper. Every stop he's made, he's been arrested for
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Phoenix. Well, he was never busted here in Miami, so.
Yes, he was.
He was busted here?
At the symposium, the rookie symposium.
Yeah.
He was. You're right. This guy,
If only they had vapor pens, D.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been in trouble.
Well, he took that. No, you know what? I think he was a Heat player when he took that picture of himself and the weed was in the background.
Yeah, he was in rehab.
Did you see that?
He was in rehab.
These guys are snitching on each other.
No.
Smoking
He
weed.
took
He snitched
a
on
picture.
himself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
He took a picture of a tattoo. Check out my new tat with a big bag of weed in the background.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice it. I'm like, oh, that's a cool tattoo. And I moved on. And then I see tweet after tweet after tweet of Beasley takes a picture of weed. I'm like, what?
I think that's a whole nother topic in itself. What are you doing in your life to where, hey, look over there in the corner right there. I think that's a bag of weed.
Yeah, like what do you like? How much weed do you smoke that you can see a small? It was a small piece of that picture.
Yeah,
it wasn't even that recognized. And by the way, how quick did Beasley take that picture down?
Yeah,
right away.
Yeah.
He was a Heat player when that happened.
He was like the rapper a couple weeks ago that took a picture of all the guns that he had. I don't know. He's not a famous rapper,
Yeah.
but some rapper on Instagram took a picture of himself with all these guns in the background, and the cops end up coming down on him.
Yeah, sad to say Beasley is a part of that generation. So,
but do you think Pat Riley, being a disciplinarian guy that we all know that he is,
John,
can he contain this animal?
John, why he got to be an animal?
Well, you know what I mean.
No, yeah, because he black. He an
No,
animal.
stop it, Frost. You always got to bring the black and the white.
No.
How about Zimmerman getting freaking? Oh, he didn't get arrested, but his wife wants to divorce him because he beat up her father and threatened with a gun and stuff like that. Like, come on.
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Anyway, back to Riley.
Yeah.
With the whole Beasley thing, come on, let's just be real.
Yeah.
All right, Pat Riley is the most frugal is going to be the most frugal GM slash basketball executive that you're going to see for the next 11 months.
Frugal.
Because
define frugal
cheap
to our audience.
Cheap.
Okay.
He's going to take his time. I mean, you got Greg Oden for the cheap. You got Beasley for the cheap. This is not Pat Riley. Yeah, it's partly Pat Riley's ego that I could change this guy, and it's also, hey, if he does good, I got him for the cheap. If he doesn't, I could cut him, and it won't cost me anything.
So I'm not taking anything away from Beasley. He's a great athlete. He's a good basketball player.
He's got big hands. I don't know if he's athletic.
Dio, you're a big Heat fan. What do you think about the signing of Beasley? Well, it's not even a signing because is it a signing yet or
it's a signing?
It's a non-guaranteed contract.
Right. Unless he makes the team through training camp, then he's guaranteed his $1 million.
So what do you think about Beasley?
No risk. If he doesn't pan out, you just cut his ass.
Yeah.
And then you lose $1 million to the cap. It's a minimum contract.
They got Greg Oden. They got Beasley.
Right, and they're both.
Who's next? Ron Artest.
No, he went to New York.
Whatever.
You know, it's not that bad though. If they're not, look, what the moves they're making are little risk, giant reward.
Yeah.
Rather than most places where it's huge risk,
yeah,
and hopefully big reward. These guys, if they don't pan out, okay, I'm sorry, you didn't pan out on a team that's a 2-time defending champion with the best player in the league and still favorited to win a third one in a row.
If you're a Miami Heat fan, you have no excuse to I wouldn't say worry, but yeah, you really don't have an excuse to worry because no matter how it plays out, if at the end of the season they don't win a championship, guess what? Everybody's going to be a free agent, and that means the Miami Heat will have money again.
Yeah.
So all that talk about, like the Lakers and the Knicks forever as far as not having cap space, at the end of next season, the Miami Heat will be in the same position they were in 2010. So it's like, yeah, you're winning either way. You're going to have a great season where you watch LeBron do whatever.
Yeah.
And, watch this team do something great, or it's not going to pan out how you want it to, and you get to start from scratch instead of being stuck like back in the day when we were stuck with Antoine Walker and James Posey, and everybody knew that they weren't worth anything, so you weren't going to get anything for them. So it's great to be in a position that we're in now, to where, hey, we're like that new hot club now. Everybody want to come.
Do we make a big deal of LeBron not? Brassard came out saying that he's not sure if he's going to opt out or not. He hasn't made a decision yet. Do we make a big deal out of that or no?
I mean, we're in the media, so I guess we should. But me personally, as a Heat fan, nah, I wouldn't make a big deal of it.
Is this another chance for Jim Gray to come out and do another decision? Is this going to be a big fiasco? Media, whatever you want to call it.
No, actually, I know
decision. We know that LeBron's getting married. On Saturday? He's getting married.
That's the only decision you're going to hear about. Because you know what? Honestly, if I know nobody's going to pay attention to this guy, but I would pay attention to his comments. Bomani Jones, recently this week, he gave his opinion. He's by no means, in LeBron James's camp, but he just recently moved down here to do a radio show down here, right?
Right.
Now he's now based in Miami. You know what he said?
What did he say?
I just moved here. I'm not going nowhere. And you know what that's telling me? LeBron James is not going nowhere. You think he's going to leave these beaches to go back to Cleveland?
Dude, he gets them to live every Sunday free with full service free.
And that's not me saying this. Yeah. That's Bomani Jones
but
saying
not necessarily Cleveland. There's a chance he could go to the Lakers.
Yeah, that's what they came back and said. They was like, well, they have beaches in L.A.
Yeah.
Why would you leave here? And he said, by the way,
those beaches suck. The water's freezing.
Yeah, and he said, by the way, there's a ball hog that's still there. Why would you deal with that when you have a Dwayne Wade who's just openly giving you the keys to the franchise?
But why wouldn't he come out then and say, okay, Miami's my home. For now, I want to end my career in Miami. Why can't he just come out and say that?
He said that kind of.
Why can't he come out and say that?
He kind of said that. He said that.
He just squash all the rumors. That would squash all the rumors. That would squash all the Chris Brassards and the other guys that come out and say, oh, yeah, I think LeBron's going to go to the Lakers. I think LeBron's going to go to the Knicks.
Well, this is
just
why.
Squash everything.
No, this is why he did it. He said in this article that I read, I believe it was the St. Broussard thing. He said basically he followed the Bulls teams. He never would imagine that Michael Jordan wouldn't play for the Bulls and Scottie Pippen wouldn't play for the Bulls and Phil Jackson wouldn't be coaching. But eventually that happened. He grew up in that. So that made him a smarter player in regards to free agency. He knows that nothing lasts forever. You know, I'm pretty sure he's aware that a knee could blow out or you could have some type of, look what happened to Jeter, you know, possibly retiring. That could happen. So he's just being smart about his decision. That's all. That's why he's not giving you the answer that most Heat fans might want to hear.
Yeah, but the Heat fans are
Do we ask somebody where they're going any more than this guy, honestly? When he was in Cleveland, where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you when he's here, where are you going? Where are you going? Whatever. When the time comes, the time comes. When he has to answer that question, we'll get the answer then.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it, guys. I guess, you know,
how-
old school.
but
Jordan's never been asked this question, where you
right,
going?
Because he wasn't put in that position.
Right.
Magic
He
Johnson
but they never had to answer it because nobody asked that. That's what we do now. Is for some reason, well, not we.
Yeah.
I could care less. But
well, you're in the media, so yeah.
right. No, but that's not one of those things. Like all of a sudden, that's something we ask.
Yeah.
When did we ever ask guys that? Did we ever ask Durant, where are you going? No.
Yeah, it's always LeBron. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
It's LeBron. Chris Paul was a free agent this year.
Yeah.
We didn't ask him where he was going. We just waited till we found out.
Well, I mean, to play devil's advocate, LeBron is the Michael Jordan of his era. The only reason Michael didn't get asked was because he was always locked up. You know, the contract was locked up for a certain.
But all those big contracts towards the end, those last 3 years were all 1 year contracts.
Yeah, the $30 million.
Yeah, they were all 1 year.
They actually. I mean, it was stupid, but I saw a couple of. I think the last right before the first $30 million contract. Where would Michael go? Could it be a Knick? Could he go there? So
right.
They did it then.
Yeah,
they
it's
did
one
it
of those.
then.
And you know what? Michael didn't need an answer.
Yeah.
You know what he did? He signed a 1 year, $30 million contract. Then he signed another 1 year, $30 million. He never said, I'm going to stay a Bull for forever. He kept signing 1 year contract, win a championship, 1 year contract, win a championship, 1 year contract, win a championship, go off into the sunset, come back as a Wizard, and still average 20 a game at 40.
They knew he was going to go anywhere. And
Who
I
knew?
still can't believe to
Who
this day
knew,
that
though?
he played for the Wizards. I guess because was he part owner of one?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Whatever.
But they were 1 year contracts. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? 1 year. If LeBron did that now, if LeBron signed a 1 year, $30 million contract, what would people say? Oh, he's not committed to the Heat.
Right.
Oh, I've got a report here. Lakers source says no one in the organization believes that they can bring LeBron on board.
Nobody in the LA Lakers organization.
Yep.
Oh, well, I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see the end of next season, which looks like the Heat will have Beasley, Greg Oden. Who else are gonna get in that team to help the?
Anybody that wants to be a Heat player is cool with me.
Yeah. Ray's gonna play another year. Battier is gonna stay. Mike Miller's gone.
Unfortunately.
Who else is Gary Payton says Greg Chambers.
Oh yeah.
Greg Chalmers, you mean? Gary Payton. Gary Payton made the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Yeah.
The glove.
Patino was the Hall of Fame. The Shark Tarkanian. Last weekend they had the big ceremony.
Bernard King.
The great Bernard King.
Have you guys been watching those programs on NBA TV, or are you just so locked into football?
We're locked into football.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry.
I missed the Don Shula documentary.
I was just about to bring that up. That was a pretty good one.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it made me feel like being a Dolphin fan again.
Man, if you're a Dolphin fan, you're a Dolphin fan forever.
Yeah.
Jack Frost.
I told you about her.
All right, when we come back, we'll get Troy Hall on the phone, college football expert, and he'll give us his opinion what's going on in Oklahoma State, and also the big game, 3:30 on Saturday, Alabama versus Texas A&M. Hope Johnny Football gets knocked the hell out.
I hope he destroys him.
How do you really feel?
I just don't like his attitude, man.
I love it.
You love it?
I love it.
Even though he's playing against Nick Saban.
I love it.
Actually, you know what? Everything that he's going through.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw this report also, but this might be the thing that turns things around as far as like college football players getting paid, because at the end of the day, how stupid does this look that this guy is being pressured about signing autographs off of his own fame? So,
all right, when we come back, we'll talk to Troy Hall, and we'll get into my NFL picks of the week, the locks that I post on Facebook. All right, keep it locked. SoFloRadio.com.
Get money, get money, get money, get money, get money, I get money, I get money, I get money, I get money.
Stay
tuned in
to John Etch and the Sports Heads.
John Edge and the Sports Heads
on SoFloRadio.com.
Do you have student loans and are worried about making your payments? Stop worrying. Now, Direct Student Aid can help you if you are behind, if you are late, or even if you are in default on your student loans. We can help cut your payments fast. We provide student loan relief, getting you relief from your student loans right away. We will stop any harassing phone calls, stop any wage garnishments, and even remove any tax liens. No matter how much you owe or how far behind you are with payments, call our established Direct Student Aid toll-free assistance line right now. We can fix your student loan problems guaranteed. That's right, we guarantee we will get your student loan out of default and cut your payments right away. We have helped thousands of people just like you fix their student loans. Best of all, it's 100% guaranteed. Don't go another day with your loans behind or in default. Our specialists are waiting for your call. Call 866-855-6516. That's 866-855-6516. Again, call 866-855-6516. That's 866-855-6516.
When you're ready to actually lose weight safely and steadily while being monitored by a physician, the Weight Loss Clinic of Dr. Kim Jacobson is there for you. The family medicine practice was established by her father in 1956 and continues as a medical practice that now specializes in weight reduction. Dr. Kim Jacobson joined the practice 20 years ago as both a family medicine practitioner and weight loss specialist. The Weight Loss Clinic utilizes a combination of appetite suppression medication and vitamins to produce great results, usually 3 to 4 pounds per week for most patients. Now you can change your lifestyle while still enjoying your own food, just less of it. They offer a choice of 2, 3, or 4-week plans. So whether you just need to lose a few pounds or a lot, the Weight Loss Clinic of Dr. Kim Jacobson can help you. They're located at 5454 Northeast 4th Avenue in Miami, just 2 blocks west of 54th Street and Biscayne Boulevard. Call them at 305-751-0091. They'll be happy to answer any and all of your questions. That's 305-751-0091. Get started on a beautiful new body today with Dr. Kim Jacobson and the Weight Loss Clinic.
Is your computer getting slower? Is your printer not working right? Can't get your smartphone to work with your PC? Or is the internet taking so long to load that it seems like the worldwide wait? I'm Luke Ford, CEO of My Computer Works. Every day we help people just like you fix their computer problems. We offer an affordable way to help you with your computer. It's fast, safe, and reliable. But you don't have to believe me. Here's what our customers are saying.
Thank you so much for My Computer Works. I feel like I've got a new partner. They did just as they promised. They were very friendly, and I will highly recommend them to my family and friends and other business associates.
You know, technology keeps advancing, and it's very hard to keep up. So My Computer Works is definitely a service that I can't do without.
It's affordable, fast, and safe. It's My Computer Works. Just call 1-800-618-3090. 1-800-618-3090. That's 1-800-618-3090.
Most important online
See?
radio station.
It's easier than ever to listen to SoFlo. On the air and everywhere. On any computer, any mobile device, iPhone, iTouch, and anywhere you are, just hit SoFloRadio.com. Tell your friends about South Florida's radio network, SoFloRadio.com.
Back to John Etch and the Sports Heads
on SoFloRadio.com.
It's very clear that Miles brought with him a new order at Oklahoma State. You know, in this first story, we write about how he just opened the program up to boosters. You know, that his predecessor, had kind of some restrictive policies when it came to how much boosters could be around the kids in the locker room, at training table, on the team plane. Well, that went out the door.
The idea that somebody would characterize the program that was run there as anything but right and correct, and that did we work hard? You betcha. Did we make tough decisions about starting lineups? You betcha. But every guy was encouraged to get his degree, to stay the course, and to fight.
life is taking toll. Even Jesus Christ forsake my soul. Please tell me what price to pay to make it whole. Take control. I'm making dough, but not enough to blow. J.O.'s, they lost
All right, New England is winning 7-0 against the New York Jets. Don't know who scored. Dio just mentioned the guy's name. Never heard of the guy.
Aaron Dobson,
Never
rookie
heard of
wide
him.
receiver.
Maybe Troy Hall's heard of this guy. Because, Troy Hall is our college football expert and NFL expert. And he is on the line right now with the sports heads on SoFloRadio.com. Troy Hall, how are you? And where are you at, first of all?
How you doing? I'm at home right now with a bunch of Bud Light watching the NFL knockout game.
How much is a bunch?
A bunch is a fridge full.
A fridge full, of course. I wouldn't say we make fun, but everybody had notes. But Troy Hall showed up to our college football preview with
NFL preview
and our NFL preview with just a case. I'm not a case, but a cooler of Bud Lights. Is that true, Troy Hall?
Oh yeah, that's all you need is the Bud Light.
All your knowledge is in the dome, and I truly appreciate your knowledge and you being on the show. And you heard the clip right there of Oklahoma State. For me, I don't know where to tackle this story here because it happened 10 years ago, and I'm curious to know, and our fans are curious to know your opinion on what went on at Oklahoma State. Is it a big deal? Or it's not a big deal?
Well, first of all, that guy who caught the touchdowns, Aaron Dobson, he came from Marshall University. I was talking about him all off season. He's a rookie.
If he's on your fantasy squad,
he'll be a red zone target all year long. He wasn't involved last week because he was inactive. He's going to be a really good one.
Incredible.
So, as far as the this latest scandal that this hack of a writer is produced with Sports Illustrated, I'm sure there's some truth to it, but I'm not buying everything this guy's telling. All of his supposed sources and guys who are talking, a lot of them are recanting all their statements. A lot of them transferred out of the program or were tossed out of the program. And, I think a bunch of it was guys failing drug tests for smoking weed, and they weren't suspended for games, and things like that. A lot of these things happen at a lot of universities. Warren Sapp probably failed 8 of those things at Miami when he was there. So
Hey, Dennis Erickson had a drawer just dedicated to Warren Sapp, and it was just his transcripts. That's all.
Yeah, a lot of these things, the envelope's full of cash. That's the thing I find that pretty troubling and difficult to believe, and I need a lot more evidence before I read anything into it besides this guy. That's for sure. There's more than one person who has come out and spoke pretty negatively about this guy's credibility. So,
Troy, first of all, the guy who did this article on Sports Illustrated, sloppy investigation. I heard from other writers and other people that are keeping an eye on this on this investigation. Very sloppy. Les Miles came out a couple of days ago saying that all the stuff that's being written in this article is not true. It happened 10 years ago. There's no credibility. So can we just forget about this, or we need to keep on with this investigation? And should we just continue and just focus our eyes on what's going on Saturday at 3:30 with Alabama versus Texas A&M?
Yeah, well, you're not going to be able to forget about it for a while because the media is going to keep bringing it back up,
right,
over and over again. But I don't buy that Les Miles was giving boosters extra access to players in the locker rooms. I don't buy any of that. There's just so much that I don't buy into with that. Just so many of the players are coming out saying, no, it's not true. It would seem to me like you'd be able to get a credible player, a past player that's in the NFL right now, that's a good player. Those would be the ones getting the big cash, I would think, right?
Right.
Why aren't these guys coming out, at least one of them, and saying, yep, they gave me a big stack of cash?
Yeah. Well, Troy, I'm sorry. Well, Troy, with the allegations, I mean, UM is probably the first real series of events that's similar to what's going on here, where you have this rogue individual that's making all these allegations, but at the same time, I wouldn't believe it to be far-fetched to happen. Now, with that being said, where do you really see the NCAA as an organization moving forward with all this stuff, this avalanche of stuff that they got going on here?
They're going to probe into this. They're investigating already. They're going to try to do their best, but it's a difficult situation. Obviously, you've seen with how long it's taken them to do anything to the University of Miami.
Right.
And a lot of that's probably because most of the information they're getting are from sketchy sources. I mean, this is a guy who was previously a Miami supporter,
right,
and now he's got a vendetta against them. And this writer's the same thing, this Thayer Evans guy. He's a diehard Oklahoma fan. It's widely known. So why is he trying to dig up information against Oklahoma State? He obviously doesn't like them.
Right.
And two former assistant coaches, one of them at Texas, one of them at West Virginia now.
Right.
They're both in the same conference as well, so I'm sure he would love to do anything he possibly can to make life a little more difficult for all three of those schools. It just would seem to me like you would pass the story on to somebody else, because the first thing everybody's going to say is, you're an Oklahoma guy, and you're digging up. It'd be like people digging up stuff on Florida.
Yeah.
We don't need to do that. We could just beat them.
Believe that?
Exactly.
No, all we got to do is just watch TV. We'll get all the information we need from there, or the rap sheet.
Troy, before we move on,
they're going to dig into this quite a bit, and it's not going to go away anytime soon. The NCAA is going to try and get
their paws on it.
Investigators in there and dig up anything they can. It's just going to be very difficult to prove, because unless you get somebody who's a credible source that's going to come forward, and more people beyond that, it seems like several of these people aren't even alive anymore.
Troy, go ahead, Frost.
Well, Troy, one more thing. I mean, I did bring up the UM thing, and you lightly touched on it. Obviously, the lack of institutional control is not only on UM's part, but what are your views on this as far as like how long it's been drug out and the whole nine in regards to this?
I think that it would be ridiculous if UM gets any more penalty than they've already served. I think that what they've done to police themselves and punish themselves since this all happened.
They gave up an ACC championship, right?
I think they've served their penalty, and I think the NCAA just butchered this entire thing. What they were doing is just as underhanded as what Miami did to break the rules. I mean, I don't see how they could punish them any further. But if they do, man, there's going to be a lot of trouble when they come out with their final ruling if they penalize them any further than what they've already got.
All right, Trey, before we move on to the biggest game, maybe the biggest game of the year, who knows, but are you in favor of the college players receiving funds, getting money for them playing in college sports? Are you in favor of that, yes or no?
No.
You're not in favor of that. Please tell us why.
Not in favor of it, because you can suck it up for 2 years and go pro if you want. If you want to make money, just go pro. You can suck it up for 2 years and play college football if you're not that stupid where you flunk out. But you just have that's the rule right now. You have to be out of school 2 years, then you can go pro.
But do you agree?
Be able to suck it up. These guys, there's ways for these guys. I heard one of those sources in the Oklahoma State in that whole article that was released,
right,
saying that guys were having trouble, guys were starving, guys were hungry, things and that just doesn't happen. When you get a full boat to college, you're getting a meal plan that's giving you 20 meals a week. Those places are open to get a bite to eat anytime you want, and most of the time after your freshman year, you're not living on campus. You get a comparable amount of money as to what it would cost to live in a dorm.
Yeah, Troy,
if you want, you can just go live in a place that's cheaper. You're pocketing the extra cash. These guys are doing just fine in college. If they need any more money than that, I don't think they should be able to.
Well, I don't think it's the issue of more money, but why does it have to be a stipulation or a rule against those very things that you're talking about? Because if I want one of the football players to work at a car lot, whether he does work there or not, I mean, he has some form of employment. He has, he's learning how to manage his money, things of that nature. That's something that I would wish that the NCAA would allow. It's just, give him a job.
They are allowed to work. They just have to be given fair compensation for their work that they do.
Okay.
You're not allowed to pay a guy, like $500 for a day to go park some cars. If it's $15 an hour, it's no problem. You can have a job. There is a certain limit. I'm not sure exactly. You'd have to dig into it more, but guys are allowed to have jobs.
All right, Troy, before well, that's not before, but let's move on to the next subject. The biggest game probably in this year in college football, Texas A&M is getting 7.5 at home against Alabama. What's your opinion on that game? And please tell us what are the other games that we need to look out for.
I think Bama's going to win the game and cover at Texas A&M. I think Texas
Alabama's going to cover.
defense
Is that what you
is
said?
it was
Alabama's
last
going to
year.
cover? Is that what you said? Alabama's going to cover?
Yep, cover and win.
Okay. Tell us why, please.
Well, number one, I don't think Texas A&M's defense is as good as it was last year. Also, they're missing their left tackle, Luke Jokel, that was, a pretty good safety blanket to have. He was the best left tackle in football in college last year, a lot of people would say. He's gone. I just think Johnny Manziel, this is going to be his, fourth half of football now that he's going to be playing. It's early in the year, and Alabama, I think, is just going to run it right down their throat, and they're not going to be able to stop them.
So if you were a gambler, you would lay the 7.5 against Texas A&M.
Well, I wouldn't play the game, but if I had to and someone forced me to, I would take Alabama to cover that 7.5 on the road.
All right, so what are the other games we need to look out for?
An interesting game is Wisconsin and Arizona State. It's a late game. Wisconsin hasn't given up a point yet. Defense is always their strength, running the ball. New coach in town. And then you got Arizona State. They're a wide-open kind of team. They like to put up points. They've got a veteran team. Their coach, Todd Graham, I think this is his second or third year down there. And it's just a contrast in styles. And those are the games that I really like watching.
Okay. Anything else? Do you see anything else that we need to look out for? Maybe I know UM's has they're off this week. The Notre Dame's 20.5 at Purdue. What do you think about that game there?
I think it's a mismatch. If Purdue stays in the game, they do really well. That's Notre Dame shouldn't have any trouble with that game. But you never know with those in-state games. You just never know who's going to pull those out.
All right, Troy. Thanks for your information. We appreciate it, and we'll be contacting you next week to, I guess, recap what went on with the Texas A&M Alabama game, and also some other college football games. Later on during the year, we're gonna get into UM, especially their schedule coming up, which they got Savannah State, and they got South Florida, and then they play Georgia Tech. So thanks for coming on, and we appreciate it, and we'll see you next week.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me. Have a good show.
All right, Troy.
Keep it locked to John Etch and the Sports Heads
John Etch and the Sports Heads
on SoFloRadio.com.
It's time to enjoy your TV better, enjoy your internet better, and your phone better, starting as little as $50 a month. We offer the best solutions for all your entertainment needs. Choose from thousands of on-demand titles, stream movies and shows on any of your devices. Control your DVR on the go from anywhere. And now introducing TV Start Over. Restart a show that's already in progress. Now you won't miss a minute of your show when you're running late. How about some of the nation's fastest internet speeds, not only at home, but when you're on the go with mobile Wi-Fi hotspots? How about having the most intelligent home on the block with lighting and temperature control, 24/7 security, and firewall from any PC or tablet? All services are backed with a 30-day guarantee, and prices starting at just $49.99. You can't lose. Don't delay. Local reps are waiting for your call. Just dial 866-616-9724. Again, that number is 866-616-9724.
Hi, I'm Joe Perry. And Steven Tyler from Aerosmith, here for RAD, recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving. Yeah, you know we love it when the music does the talking.
And you know, the music stops when someone gets killed.
So never let someone you know get behind the wheel if they've been drinking. So keep it real, keep it real. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Drug, alcohol, and gambling addiction can be devastating for you and your loved ones. Don't let the disease of addiction ruin everything you have worked so hard for. If you or a loved one is suffering from a drug, alcohol, or gambling addiction, call now and get a free, confidential consultation. Help is only a phone call away. Call 1-877-867-3063. That's 1-877-867-3063.
Put a team of professional consultants behind your home or business computer with Key Information Solutions, providing solutions to your internet and computing needs while keeping you on the cutting edge of technology. Preventative maintenance and networking support, hardware and custom-built computers. Let Key Information Solutions be your personal tech staff for your home or office with affordable hourly, monthly, or annual rates to fit anyone's budget. Call Key Information Solutions now, 954-973-3374. That's 954-973-3374. Or visit keyinformation.com.
Say, remember when radio was fun?
Now it's dead.
Because deregulation has allowed one massive corporation to spread its tentacles like a giant octopus, absorbing radio stations around the globe. And that's why you hear this.
SoFlo Radio will stand and fight the corporate monolith. SoFloRadio.com.
SoFloRadio.com.
Now, back to John Etch and the Sports Heads
John Edge and the Sports Heads.
on SoFloRadio.com.
Entire year has been pretty much a nightmare for me physically. So I guess it's fitting that it ends like this, I guess. I've tried to come back this year as quickly as possible every time I came back. And, looking back, maybe that wasn't the best thing to do. But my job now is to get ready for next year. And I'll do that.
Watch out now.
Get money. Get money.
Listen to the first verse.
Hey, yo, my song's on. I gotta get my brother on some Toto.
All right, we're back. 954-990-0036 is the number to the studios here at SoFloRadio.com. Jack Frost to my right, Theo to my left, holding me down as always. Dolphins hire CEO and President Tom Garfinkel. And I got great news for all you Dolphin fans. Ross, to improve his offer to help fund renovations for Sun Life Stadium. And also, there will be no blackouts this season for Dolphin games. So those who are out there and saying, we're not going to be able to watch the game because there's a blackout. No.
There's always a way to watch the game.
Exactly. Just like the way you showed me, and I got a virus from doing it.
You didn't use protection.
I have protection.
Now you got VD.
Yeah, I have VD. Or gonorrhea. You ever had gonorrhea?
No, sir.
You ever had any type of STDs?
No, sir.
You?
You? No.
In the 80s, man. In the 80s, it was a wild decade.
I confess, I had herpes.
It burned.
No, gonorrhea burns. Herpes doesn't burn.
Well, see, there you go.
You just get like a
herpes on your lip.
Yeah, you get something on your lip.
Hamburger lip.
Something like that.
Yeah. I get a sore.
All right, we talked about Fernandez already. I think he should
nasty
be
roast beef.
How about Rodman to train North Korea basketball team for the 2016 Olympics?
So everybody's gonna dye their hair.
Can you believe that? What the hell is Rodman doing, man?
Him and Kim Jong-un are boys.
But he's trained the North Korean basketball team so they can make the 2016 Olympics.
You know what? Maybe that'll be enough where they won't want to bomb everybody. If they're good at football, basketball, sorry, maybe they won't, want to kill people.
I think if he did anything, he just kind of set the table for a war. So when they do play, if they even play the United States, God forbid, and they get beat by like 50, then we're gonna go to war. Because he's gonna look at Rodman like, what the hell is this? Is this what you were doing?
Rodman's he can only teach rebounding because he's probably the greatest rebounder of all times. He's just snatched 25 boards a game.
It was
something
ridiculous.
Like that.
And he wasn't even that tall.
Yeah, 6'7".
If that.
If you want to rebound, you have to know position.
Hey,
position yourself on the basket.
That's another thing I wanted to touch on a little bit. Like, you know how basketball players, it's been a long said thing about basketball players lying about their height. Like Dwayne Wade is 6'4".
Yeah.
And I've got
I think he's 6'1" or something. Right?
Yeah, I'm 6'2". He's my height.
Yeah, I'm 6'2".
Yeah, he's our height.
Yeah,
I'm like, get out of here.
Well, it's only a couple. Every NBA player, you just subtract a couple inches.
Yeah, but that's a blatant lie.
Beasley's 6'10".
I'm like, dude, really? Like,
where are you 6'10"?
He's barely 6'6", and I'm looking at it. I'm like,
LeBron's taller than him.
But I say that to say this: I saw that a lot as a kid, like following basketball around that time. Rodman was like 3 different sizes. He was 6'5", 6'8", 6'10" for a second, and then back to 6'8".
Yeah.
Barkley was 6'3", 6'4", 6'6". That trips me out. That's just something I wanted to point out.
I think Barkley's like 6'5", and Rodman's like 6'7". If you want,
yeah, that's about accurate. Yeah.
All right, we just heard the Jeter clip. El Capitan, he's gone for the year. Even though the Yankees look like they're only 1 game behind the wild card deal.
Yeah, 1 game.
They can make it. And the Capitan said yesterday during his press conference that he's very disappointed. He's used to playing in these type of games at the end of the season where they matter.
But you know what? His impact hasn't really been missed that much. Eduardo Nunez wasn't terrible. Jason Nixon instead wasn't terrible. It wasn't like A-Rod. What
are they doing next year? Is he going to be a DH next year? He can't field no more. He's terrible.
He can't play short.
Yeah, he can't play short anymore.
He just can't.
Did we get to that point now in sports where we're watching Cal Ripken, some years way past his prime, playing ball when he should just pretty much hang it up? Is that what we're watching with Capitan?
I think so.
Capitan. Dude, it's rough. That ankle injury. Everybody thought, okay, he broke his ankle. It was bad.
But everybody wants to retire. The guys that are closer to retirement, they want to retire
on their own terms.
Exactly.
They want to do what Mariano's doing.
Exactly, and on the high side.
Yeah.
But it's going to be tough for Jeter because, first of all, he can't play shortstop anymore.
On the high side?
No, he
Are you talking about the things they shoot him up with?
Going on top.
And okay, he could probably hit, but there's no way they're gonna put him as DH. There's no because he's not a home run hitter.
Here's the
usually
thing.
a DH is a home run hitter.
But what also makes Jeter effective was he runs out every ball.
Yeah.
There's a lot of infield singles he'd get.
Cano doesn't run out everything.
No, Cano doesn't run out everything. He doesn't hit it out or he doesn't hit it far.
Where's he going next year?
He's going to the Dodgers for sure.
I heard stories say that the Dodgers are not interested in getting him.
Oh, dude, what do they need? What's the one position they need?
A second baseman.
Yeah. That's it. That is it.
But look at their payroll.
So
deal.
you think Jay-Z?
So what?
You think Jay-Z's gonna close that deal?
Who's catching for the Dodgers? I don't even know that one.
That's a great question.
Gary Carter. No, Gary Carter's
he's dead.
He's dead. Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're just so wrong that you named the dead guy.
The dead guy.
He never played for the Dodgers anyways.
Way to go,
Steve
John.
Yeager.
Way to go, John. Way to go.
Who knows? Look, if there's, you imagine Robinson Cano in that lineup?
Wow.
Hold on.
I think
Robinson
the Yankees are
Cano.
going to sign him, dude.
No,
Robinson
I don't think.
Cano-
But I don't think look what Pedroia got is gonna hurt Robinson Cano.
Wait, hold on. Let me see this. Robinson Cano, Hanley, Puig, Carl Crawford,
Ethier,
Matt Kemp,
yeah,
Adrian
Kershaw.
Gonzalez.
Shall we go on?
And Juan Uribe just hit 3 home runs the other day.
Yeah.
Should we still go on?
That's just nasty.
I think the shift of power has moved to the West Coast. Like the Yankees.
The Dodgers should be an AL team too.
Yeah.
Because they got one too many guys.
I think the Marlins should go after Cano.
Yeah, right.
Hey, while I was locked up in the bathroom, I was listening to you online.
Yeah.
And
True fan.
Yeah, I was listening to the whole Jose Fernandez home run thing. I think that kind of killed Giancarlo's fight for moving the fences in. Should he re-sign with the Marlins? What do you guys think?
Oh man, there's no way, according to tradition, according to the way the Marlins work, there's no way they're going to sign Stan and Fernandez. And I could be wrong, but if
you're right.
If Loria were to sign one of those two, it would be probably Fernandez. Because I told Dio earlier in the show that pitching wins championships.
Look, these guys don't care about winning. They care about marketing. And when it comes to
so
marketing,
so somebody needs to freaking buy this team.
Yeah, well, you gotta wait.
Somebody that
You gotta wait
cares.
till the end of 20.
Hey,
sorry.
I'm holding hope.
Because I love the Marlins.
Dio, me and you roll in the same circles as far as this whole talk radio thing, and you're probably hearing the same things that I'm hearing. That this guy, when does his option come up? Loria.
It doesn't. He has until 2015 until he can sell the team. So you got to put up with this for another 2 years.
Another 2 years. So
I think A-Rod should buy the team.
Yeah, whatever.
But the team is worth a lot of money.
Andre Dawson, somebody that's
well, Jeb Bush wanted to buy it.
I think
that's not a bad option.
I think it'll be a gold mine for anybody that gets the team, and I don't think it'll be hard. Just off of what we saw when they changed the name and the logo and all that stuff, I don't think it'll be hard to drum up the interest for the team. It's just you just got to show these fans that you're willing to do everything opposite of what Jeffrey Loria, showed himself to be.
But we need somebody that knows baseball, Dio.
That too. You need a real baseball guy.
Exactly.
You need a real baseball
guy.
Yeah. Somebody knows baseball.
Not a jocksmith like Loria.
We need Dombrowski back, but he's kind of in Detroit with a #1 team in the Central and the best player in baseball.
And Miguel Cabrera, yeah.
We need an owner that cares about baseball, loves baseball, but we'll see what happens with the Marlins. But
I think, to bring it back, I know we all over the place, but to bring it back to the Don Shula thing that you didn't watch.
Yeah.
Curse you.
I missed it, man. I'm sorry.
The thing that I learned about that, and I'm so thankful as a Heat fan also, is that when you have an owner that stays out the way and you let the guy of that particular sport do his job, oh, man, there is no telling where you saw where the perfect example is.
So
what
who are you
this
talking
guy
about,
did.
Joe Robbie?
Yeah, Joe Robbie, Mickey Harrison. Who else can I name that did the same thing?
That stays out of the way.
Stays out of the way. Obviously not Jerry Jones, not the Bus family. The Rooneys. The Rooneys is
the Rooneys,
in with Pittsburgh. It's
Kraft from New England?
Yes, that was the name that I talked about earlier today in regards to that. Like you really have to give props to owners like that understand. I wouldn't be surprised if they have a couple of big businesses outside of football. Obviously they do because they bought a football team. But I wouldn't be surprised that they are successful with what they do because they understand you let the people that you hired to do the job.
Yeah.
Not have Jerry Jones sitting there, on the sidelines, drawing up plays and figuring out who's the next guy that we should sign and all this other crap. So that's something that the Marlins need, I believe.
All right. Playoff implications here for baseball. The East Division in the National League is wrapped up already. The Atlanta Braves have won the division, even though they haven't won it, officially, but they're 11 games in front of Washington. I think Washington is a team that might come back next year and surprise people. They were supposed to surprise people this year, but they
weren't supposed to be a surprise. They were the overwhelming favorite to win the East.
Exactly.
I think they were #1 in the wins over under in the NL.
Yeah.
And they just crapped the bed.
So the wild cards are coming out of the Central. It's either going to be St. Louis, Pittsburgh, or Cincinnati. the Dodgers have wrapped up that division over Arizona Diamondbacks. In the American League, Boston, I would say they wrapped up the division because they're 9.5 in front of Tampa Bay. And the wild card will come out of the East, I think, Dio, because Tampa Bay, the Yankees, like we said earlier, they're only 1 game back.
Yeah, but they got to play either Oakland or Texas.
Well, they got one more game tonight. We need to update that game, what's going on tonight. And then they got a 3-game series against Boston in New York starting tomorrow. And then on the West, in the Central, Detroit, I would say they wrapped up that division. They're 6.5 games up on Cleveland. Well, I wouldn't say that. Well, yeah, I would say that. Cleveland's only 1.5 games back from the wild card. And the West, Oakland has only 3 games back from Texas.
We have the Yanks are up 4-0.
Wow.
4-0, I should say.
Okay.
Nil soccer. In the top of the third, and Boston and Tampa are tied at 3 in the top of the 6th.
Whoa. So, who knows what's going to go on there? Either
a lot of playoff implications.
Yeah,
coming up, and Yanks got a big series of Boston coming up, and
huge,
and then the biggest one with Tampa, the 3-game series.
Yeah,
where if it's close, man, they're going to be vying for that wild card spot, and the Yanks close out with Houston. So I mean, if they can pull away from the Rays, then you got the worst team in baseball, and people don't realize, yes, there's a team maybe worse than the Marlins.
Yeah,
I was quite aware of that.
And the Yanks are going to close with them, so it's looking interesting for
very
the Yankees.
interesting. Yeah. So when the playoff starts in baseball, right here at the John Etchen Sports Edge Show, we're going to be keeping a close eye on these playoff races because again me, John Etch, my favorite sport is baseball.
Poor thing.
Okay. What's going on here with who's winning the game here? Is it
10-3
New England? 10-3 New England. Okay, so I'm still up because I took the Jets plus 12.5. And I'm gonna give you guys my locks of the week. Even though this game is not part of my locks, I will give you my locks of the week later on during the show. And
you're such a degenerate.
And it's only for amusement. It's only for amusement.
Sure.
Those who are listening to the show, it's only for amusement.
I'm sure it is, John.
I'm not saying my picks are not for you guys to go out and call your local bookies and bet on the games because it's not. It's only for amusement. Okay.
Right after the show.
Amusement.
Unless you're listening to us in Vegas.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then go to your local bookmaker.
I was 1-2, like I said.
Or Gulfstream.
Yeah, I was 1-2 last week.
No, we don't have a sports
it's
book
always
down
hard to
Not
pick
yet.
week one. Week one is always a hard games to pick. But I was 1-2 last week, and I truly admit it. I had the San Francisco game was the only game that covered for me. I had Pittsburgh.
Oh, God. I had Pittsburgh.
You got it made, huh?
Pittsburgh was
Dun-dun.
special. I had Pittsburgh, and I had the Redskins.
I went to my local Caribbean bookmaker, and I did bad.
Yeah. Well, are you guys agree with me? Because I think defenses are gonna they're gonna notice what kind of defenses Philadelphia Eagles are running.
That offense?
Yeah, I mean their offense. Are they gonna be,
able to keep it up?
Able to keep it up, or defenses are gonna be able to study this offense and say, hey, this is college. Come on, we're in the NFL.
Well, not really, because this is the right time to run that type of offense. It's not necessarily
because it's early in the season.
It's early in the season, but if you notice what's been happening in the last 2 or 3 years with Cam Newton,
read option, man,
right? Read option, Colin Kaepernick, and Robert RG3. It's kind of in the same lane. What Philadelphia is doing. Obviously, they have their own different type of animal of offense that they run, but I don't know. It might be a situation.
What do you think, Dio? Our defense is gonna figure out Philadelphia's offense?
I just think Philadelphia is gonna want to stop running that offense. There's so many plays.
What if Vic gets hurt?
And we saw it in that fourth quarter.
Yeah,
in that long run. If that was Michael Vick fresh without that many plays, he's gone on that play. But you saw it towards the end of that run after he broke off the safety. He was like, and then he just fell, and then it just pulled up, and it pulled up lame, and his groin was hurting. Like, it was like, whoa! I've never seen Vic like that after a run.
That offense only works when there's a quarterback that's able to run.
Of course, and it also only works when it's not grown-ass men hitting you every time.
Yeah.
In college, those hits aren't the same.
Exactly. All right, when we come back, I'll give you my NFL locks. We're on SoFloRadio.com, and Chris Hudspeth is right in front of me. My man! Running the show. All right, keep it locked. Don't you dare move.
More of John Etch and the Sports Heads next.
In these hard economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you have a car, truck, or SUV, you could stop paying for all covered repairs. That's right. You might not have to pay a penny more than you want for repairs. Just call 1-800-610-7840 right now to see if you qualify. Repairs for your engine, transmission, and much more can become a thing of the past if your vehicle has less than 130,000 miles. Just call 800-610-7840 today and get your car protected, saving you hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Phone lines are open right now. See if your vehicle qualifies. Just call 1-800-610-7840 to get your car protected today. Call 800-610-7840. That's 1-800-610-7840. Never pay for covered car repairs again. Just call 800-610-7840. That's 1-800-610-7840.
Social media marketing. You know your business needs it. Mouse Media's talented team can cover a wide array of services and will work one-on-one to help you achieve your business goals. Looking for a web marketer, a social media guru, web designer, developer, programmer, or graphic designer? Yep, they got it. Visit them at mousemedia.us.
That's mousemedia.us.
Or follow Mouse Media on Twitter and on Facebook.
Mousemedia.us.
Welcome to today's lottery drawing. And today's winning numbers are not yours, not yours, and another number that's not yours. And the final number is not yours.
When it comes to having money, don't rely on luck. Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering it. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Do you have student loans and are worried about making your payments? Stop worrying. Now, Direct Student Aid can help you if you are behind, if you are late, or even if you are in default on your student loans. We can help cut your payments fast. We provide student loan relief, getting you relief from your student loans right away. We will stop any harassing phone calls, stop any wage garnishments, and even remove any tax liens. No matter how much you owe or how far behind you are with payments, call our established Direct Student Aid toll-free assistance line right now. We can fix your student loan problems guaranteed. That's right, we guarantee we will get your student loan out of default and cut your payments right away. We have helped thousands of people just like you fix their student loans. Best of all, it's 100% guaranteed. Don't go another day with your loans behind or in default. Our specialists are waiting for your call. Call 866-855-6516. That's 866-855-6516. Again, call 866-855-6516. That's 866-855-6516.
The Ed Till Show here on SoFloRadio.com.
He's Ed Till.
The trial following your struggle. Ed Till. Getting checked out at the department store.
Come on, you know he's driving you crazy. Shut up.
Parking your car at Dadeland Mall. It doesn't matter.
The Ed Till Show.
Whatever drives you nuts is on our agenda. It's the Ed Till Show right here on SoFloRadio.com.
It's the Ed Till Show. Ed Till Show.
Now, back to John Etch and the Sports Heads.
John Etch and the Sports Heads.
On SoFloRadio.com.
Player safety is the league's concern. And I mean, you got to only respect it. And that's one of the reasons why I spoke to Sullivan as we walked into the halftime. And he understood where I was coming from, no hard feelings. And same thing if he cut me, so forth and so on, no hard feelings, and go from there.
We know during the course of a game, and there's rivalries and all this stuff, if it's a good, clean, hard hit and someone gets hurt, well, that's part of our business. But, with an unintentional blow like that, to take them out low, which is, it's an illegal block on interception anyways, but to take them out low from behind, there's really no need for that.
See, I believe in money, power, and respect.
respect you. 1 pound respect, need life. 1 pound respect, need ride. 1 pound respect, sleep at night. You'll see.
When you get a clean version of certain songs, especially rap songs, it has no justice to them, right?
Welcome back to the
show. It really doesn't. It really doesn't.
Man, this guy didn't even try. He just like took it out.
Even though we could cuss on SoulFlowRadio.com, I choose not to. So that's why you get the clean version.
Such an honorable guy.
Of the Locks with Lil Kim. Pump that up, man. Let's hear some more of that. Before we get to my John Edge picks, NFL Locks.
Such a dishonorable service.
All right, New England's up 10-3 on the Jets. Second quarter, 14 minutes left. I said, even though this is not part of my my picks, I love the Jets with 12.5. I don't know if you guys agree with that. 12.5. The Jets getting 12.5 on the road against New England. Jets have a decent defense. The offense of the Patriots are skeptical. I don't who in the hell is who in the hell is Brady throwing to, guys?
I don't know, but he looked pretty good last week.
Yeah, he did. We had Amendola. Amendola's not even playing. And this guy,
there's Julian Edelman,
number 11,
just covered a 3rd and 15 like it was nothing.
Jeez. All right.
They got guys. He seemed with Brady. You wonder. Oh man, there's a penalty. So
just go away already.
It's one of those things of that argument. Who makes it more? The wide receiver? Does the wide receiver make the quarterback, or does the quarterback make the wide receiver? And with Brady, it always seems like the quarterback. You could throw out a freaking anything out there. You could throw out a mannequin that moves by, I don't know, some motor, and it'll catch 100 passes.
Exactly. All right, let's go to week 2 of the NFL. The Jets are at New England. They're getting 12.5 points. We already talked about it. If you were to bet the game, again, this is only for amusement. We're not asking you to go to your bookie and bet these games. It's only for amusement. Before the game even began, what did you guys think about this game here? I thought the Jets will keep it close. 12.5 points they're getting against New England. New England has nobody to throw to because I really don't know anybody who. And Dio and Troy Hall were the guys that pointed out the guys that they know on the offensive side, but never heard of the guys. Starting with Mr. Frost, who if you were to bet this game, who would you bet? Point wise. Jets are getting 12.5 on the road against New England. Don't look at the score, Frost. Jeez.
You're asking me a very hard question because I don't like neither team.
Yeah.
So it's like I know the degenerates out there, they don't like neither team either. They just want to cover the number. But I'm not in a position to make that call.
All right, deal. If you're a betting man, who would you
take the Jets in the 12.5. 12.5 is way too many points.
Exactly. I would too. All right, Indianapolis is at home against our Miami Dolphins. And this is I would say this is this is my lock of the week. I would take Indianapolis. They're only minus 2.5 at home against the Dolphins.
That's the sucker bet of the week.
Deal. What do you think about that game?
I got the Dolphins.
You're taking the Dolphins on the road against the Colts?
I'm not saying they're winning. I'm just saying they're not losing by 3.
Okay. Frost, what do you think about the Dolphins at Indianapolis? Dolphins getting 2.5 on the road.
I actually think they could pull that off.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, if you really watch the Cleveland game, a lot of people will sit up here and cry and moan about the running game. But in actuality, Cleveland really has a pretty decent defensive line, much like the Dolphins do.
Yeah.
I really don't know who the Colts might have. I know they have Robert Mathis on one side, but I think we might have a little fun with the Colts. I mean, really, who do they have on the secondary? Vontae, I want to call my grandma Davis?
Well, I heard today that the secondary is pretty good for the Colts.
Okay.
Can't name the guys, but...
all right.
Okay, so I'm going against you guys. You guys like the Dolphins getting 2.5. I'm going against the Dolphins, even though I love the Dolphins.
I'll put it to you this way, John. Indianapolis is at home.
Okay.
What do you usually get when you're at home? You get 3, no matter what.
Home cooking.
Right? They're getting 2.5.
2.5.
So Vegas thinks the Dolphins are better.
Yeah.
And they're getting everyone.
We're not better.
No, they're half a point better. And they're thinking everyone. They're just begging everyone to take Indianapolis. To me, that's not the lock of the week. That is the most dangerous pick of the week.
I'm taking it as a lock because I think Miami lost against the Colts last year in Indianapolis. And I don't think Miami could win up there with Andrew Luck and that offense that they have. I'm sorry. Even though I'm a Dolphin, I'm looking at. I'm sorry because I know there's a lot of guys.
No, you're not. Just stop
that are
it.
saying,
All right.
okay, don't look at it in a gambling way. I'm looking at it in a gambling way. There's no way the Dolphins go up there and beat the Colts.
Why is that?
I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it because.
Why don't you see it?
Andrew Luck, high powered offense that they have.
What's so high powered about it?
Are you serious?
Yeah, come on.
I mean, there's Reggie Wayne. There's
T.Y. Hilton.
T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah.
Keep going.
They got a good running game.
With who?
Don't they got the ex Giant Mark Bradshaw on that team?
Oh, the guy that get injured a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Who else?
So you think the Dolphins go up there and win?
They got the makings to win the game. They got a stout defensive line that would stop the running game. They've got to improve the secondary.
Last week the Dolphins showed that they can't even run the ball.
Again, Cleveland has a very much improved defensive line.
Yeah.
So you're not going to run. Don't be surprised if the next game you see that the running back that they have running up against them, against the Cleveland defensive line, is going to perform the same way the Miami Dolphins running game
You know why I don't
ran against them.
Do you know why I don't agree with this? Because there's no way the Dolphins are going to win 2 games in a row.
You're making a lot of bold statements, but I don't hear the reasoning behind them, John.
I just don't think they can win 2 games on the road.
I hear that, but why?
I'm not a stat guy. I'm a admit that to you guys, but I don't see the Dolphins winning 2 games on the road against okay, they beat Cleveland and now they gotta beat the Colts even though they lost them last year.
John, again,
yeah,
I hear you loud and clear that you don't think that they're gonna win 2 in a row.
Yeah.
All I'm asking for is why. What are you seeing in? Okay, it's just
my
one
reason
game.
because I don't see the Dolphins winning 2 games on the road. That's my reason.
Okay, so their defense is not.
Their defense is awesome.
Okay.
So the defense will offset Andrew Luck's offense, and now the intangibles. Where do you see the Colts are better than the Dolphins intangibles or no?
Who cares about intangibles?
Well, you know what I mean.
Well, I've got hope in. Did you read the article about the speed package?
Yeah,
I'm really amped about that.
Okay. The Dolphins defense stops the Colts offense. Okay, offset.
Okay.
What's left?
What's left is
the Dolphins offense
beating the Colts defense. Now, what about the Colts defense? What is it about the Colts defense that has you feeling? That's the only reason. I'm not even speaking from
the
a
Raiders were in the damn game.
Right. With Terrell Pryor.
21-17.
With
Terrell Pryor
as a
special
quarterback.
teams.
12 Pryor failed on a 4th down.
So special
they
teams
had an opportunity to win.
Special teams is going to score all the
You
points.
guys are being homers.
I'm not being
homers.
homers.
I'm not being a homer
I didn't even
at
say
all.
the Dolphins are going to win. I just said the Dolphins are going to lose by 3.
Well, I feel like they won't lose just for the simple fact of those tangibles, not intangibles, those tangible things that they got. They got to improve secondary. They got guys that look like they're going after the ball. And, yeah, Brandon Whedon is not Andrew Luck by a long shot, not even in his dreams.
Yeah.
But that speed package that they got, where they got Wake, Vernon, and Jordan, and they've got Wheeler and Ellerbe blitzing.
Odrick, yeah.
Where are you, Odrick? Where are you going to go as Andrew Luck? I know as athletic as he is.
I agree with you.
He's athletic. But if you got defensive linemen that are just as athletic, what are you going to do? And then your secondary is now, they're locked in to get the ball. So if Andrew Luck, which is a smart quarterback, I don't think he's just going to toss one in the air. But if you're pressured enough to where you just trying to make a play, okay, maybe one of those picks go for a touchdown. Maybe you might run one back. I mean, special teams, yeah, you're right, but who are you talking about when it comes to special teams, the Colts or the Dolphins?
We just got to wait and see, man.
Hmm?
We're going to have to wait and see, I guess. I just still see the Dolphins winning 2 games in a row on the road.
That sounds like a cop-out deal.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right, Phillies at home, giving up 7.5 against San Diego. Start with Dio. Yeah, Dio.
San Diego in the 7.5.
You getting the 7? Okay. Frost.
I'll take San Diego.
7.5
for the 7.
Even though the high potent offense that Philadelphia showed us last week,
it has to be more than. But then it has to be by at least 8, and I don't see that happening.
I still think that defense are going to watch tape. They're going to catch on to this offense.
Yeah,
so.
San Diego's defense isn't that great though.
All right, Baltimore is at home against Cleveland, 6.5. Baltimore giving up 6.5.
I like Baltimore in that one.
Frost.
I'll take Baltimore.
I like Baltimore too, because Cleveland has no offense at all. Houston is.
That depends on what Baltimore's defense is looking like, because they're obviously not the defense they've been known to be.
Yeah, but they can't score any points, Frost.
True.
All right, Houston is at home, giving up 9 against Tennessee. Frost.
Giving up 9?
Yeah. Tennessee's awful.
Yeah, I'll take Houston.
All right,
Houston
deal.
for the 9.
Tennessee in the 9.
You thinking 9? Okay.
I don't like those giant spreads.
Carolina is at Buffalo. Buffalo gave New England a tough time last week. Carolina is giving up 3 against Buffalo. Deal.
Carolina.
Pick 'em.
Yeah. Atlanta's at home against St. Louis. Atlanta's giving up 7 against St. Louis. Frost.
Not happening.
Deal.
Atlanta.
Giving up 7. Okay. Green Bay after a loss against San Francisco on the West Coast. They're giving up 7.5 against Washington after Washington lost against Philadelphia last week. Starting with Dio.
Washington.
You're taking a 7.5.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not saying they're going to win the game.
Okay.
Pick 'em.
I'm going with Washington too. I like the getting 7.5 at Green Bay.
Why is that?
We have no time for that. This is a strange game right here, guys. Kansas City is at home, favored by 3 against Dallas.
That means they're even.
Deal.
That just mean that's all that means, by the way.
Do you? First of all,
the standard
that's
is
an
you
odd
get.
game. When was the last time Dallas played at Kansas City?
AFL.
The way I bet, the way I bet these games is like teams
Trends.
being in
Hey,
awkward,
wait,
in
what?
awkward stadiums.
Wait, what?
The way, the way I
Pick
take-
games?
Yeah,
What?
pick games, whatever,
Oh,
for
okay.
amusement.
Oh, okay.
Is teams being in awkward stadiums? Dallas Cowboys at Kansas City. When was the last time that happened?
I don't know. I'm not going to look it up, but I like Dallas.
Frost.
I'll go with Dallas with this one.
Okay. Chicago, my hometown, they're at home giving up 6 against Minnesota. Frost.
I'll take Chicago.
I would take Chicago too.
I like Minnesota.
You bastard. Chicago played. They beat the best team in the AFC, Cincinnati, last week.
Sure.
Oh, isn't Chicago your team?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm wearing the jersey here.
I'll take Minnesota.
Oh, now you're switching, you bastard.
Yeah. I'm just...
All right. New Orleans is this game here is my lock of the week. My
Wait,
first
what?
one.
What? You have more than one lock of the week?
I have three locks.
Okay.
Indianapolis is at home, giving up 2.5 against Miami. That's a lock. I like New Orleans on the road against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is probably one of the worst teams in the league. New Orleans giving up 3.5 on the road against Tampa Bay. Frost.
Yeah, I'll take New Orleans.
Yeah, me too.
So we all agree on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Detroit is on the road against Arizona. Detroit's getting 1. Arizona's favorite 1. Starting with Deal.
Detroit.
I'll take Detroit also.
Okay.
John.
Arizona's, jeez. No clue. All right. Oklahoma.
Oh, come on. Pick a game.
Cop out.
I've picked every game.
I'll take Detroit, I guess. Whatever. Reggie Bush. Oakland's at home, a terrible team. 5.5 against Jacksonville, another terrible team. Frost.
Do I have to pick this one?
Who cares?
The other team.
Okay.
Oakland.
Take Oakland. I guess
Jacksonville had 2 points last week.
Exactly. All right, Denver.
Talk about contraction.
Premier game of the week. Denver is at New York. They're going to honor Bill Parcells in the Ring of Honor. They're getting
fraud.
They're laying They're laying 4.5 against the Giants in New York. Who do you like? Deal.
Broncos.
Yeah, anybody except for the team that the fraud coached.
You know what? I like the home underdog. I'm taking 4.5 with the Giants. Going against you guys.
What else is new?
All right, Seattle and San Francisco. This is one of my locks. San Francisco, in my opinion, is the best team in both conferences. I'm taking San Francisco +3 against Seattle. Deal.
Seattle at home doesn't lose, so Seattle.
Whoa. Frost?
Seattle.
You're going against me.
Yeah.
Bastards.
You surprised?
So my locks, John Etch and the Sports Heads lock, go on my Facebook page. I'm taking Indianapolis.
What's the Monday night game?
I'm going to get to that. John Etch and the Sports Heads on Facebook. I'm taking Indianapolis -2.5 against Miami. I'm taking New Orleans -3.5 against Tampa Bay, and I'm taking San Francisco because I think
San Francisco's your lock.
They're the best team in the league, man.
Seattle at
They're
home
the most
is
balanced
unbelievable.
team.
And they're only game 3.
But it's Seattle at home.
Seattle's not real.
Seattle
I think
covered every game
Russell
at
Wilson
home
is
last
not
year.
is going through a
They're
sophomore
not the same
slump.
team at home. They're not the same team at home. They are animals.
Well,
they covered every game at home last year.
John Etch Sports Heads on
I think
Facebook.
they were 7-1. That was crazy.
Or John Etch, if you're my friend on Facebook, Indianapolis -2.5.
Ooh, nice block.
Tampa, New Orleans -3.5 against Tampa, and I'm taking San Francisco +3 against Seattle. Monday night game, Cincinnati's at home 7, giving up 7 against Pittsburgh. Sorry, with Frost.
Pittsburgh.
You taking 7 with Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pittsburgh looked so bad last week.
Awful.
Oh, God. I don't think they're going to have another offensive performance like that, but in case they do, Cincinnati.
Lane to 7, okay.
I mean, they just couldn't score against
They
Tennessee.
couldn't score against Tennessee. Tennessee's awful. Their defense is really bad. All right, Mayweather is -280 versus. We'll get to that later. Let's go to commercial because I need to take a piss. All right, deal. USA Soccer qualified for the World Cup. What do you guys think about that?
That's awesome.
Great. I don't watch soccer.
Who's better, Dempsey or Donovan?
Dempsey.
The white guy.
They're both white.
I win.
Eddie Johnson's black, though.
Yeah, just go ahead.
Who's better, Nadal or Djokovic? Tennis. The white guy.
The white guy with the long hair.
Nadal.
The white guy with the shorts.
Because he's from España.
España.
All Cubans think they're from Spain.
Well,
a lot of Cubans are from Spain.
Yeah, they originate from.
I'm not dissing the Cubans. I love the Cubans. Always. Because he's my producer.
You better.
That's why?
I gotta love my producer.
Just because he's your producer.
Hey, he's the one that makes the show go. So I gotta roll with him.
So you gotta roll with him.
Gotta roll with him.
Oh, man.
954-990-0036 is the number.
Yeah.
SoulFlowRadio.com. Jack Frost. You gonna be at George Rodriguez show tomorrow?
No George tomorrow. He's on vacation.
Oh, he's on vacation, you bastard. What is he doing? He's probably drunk right now.
No, he's being a groupie for most.
Let's call him up. Call him up. Next
okay.
time we're gonna call him up.
Okay.
All right. Keep it locked. SoulFlowRadio.com.
Keep it locked to John Etch and the Sports Heads
John Etch and the Sports Heads.
on SoFlowRadio.com.
The Humana Prescription Savings Card and the offer is discount only and is not insurance. Have you had trouble getting health insurance? Are you simply paying way too much?
Finally, the ICANN Benefit Group has affordable health insurance choices for everyone, regardless of any health-related factors or conditions. Have you been turned down? Solve your health care crisis today and get benefits you can afford. It's quick and easy. ICANN Benefit Group can help. Our plans provide access to doctors, hospitals, dental care, preventive care, and emergency services. And whether we find a plan that fits your budget or not, we'll give you a Humana prescription savings card at no cost just for calling. Remember, your quote is free, and we have licensed insurance agents standing by. This is a call you can't afford not to make. So what are you waiting for? Call for your free quote now. Call 800-799-9735. That's 800-799-9735. 800-799-9735. It's free to call. 800-799-9735.
Hi, this is George. You know, trying to get laid all day makes me hungry, so I go to Power Smoothie in Aventura and get the healthiest wraps and most delicious smoothies ever made. I mean, really, the smoothies are so insanely delicious, they're orgasmic. The staff is friendly there and cute. The food is healthy and real, not processed. This is not fast food, it's good food served fast. And they love me there. They even let me create my own smoothie, the Malted Jorge. Go in and ask for one. They're in the Promenade shops right off of US 1 in Aventura, or call them at 305-792-5338. You can also visit them online at powersmoothieaventura.com.
In these hard economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you have a car, truck, or SUV, you could stop paying for all covered repairs. That's right. You might not have to pay a penny more than you want for repairs. Just call 1-800-610-7840 right now to see if you qualify. Repairs for your engine, transmission, and much more can become a thing of the past if your vehicle has less than 130,000 miles. Just call 800-610-7840 today and get your car protected, saving you hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Phone lines are open right now. See if your vehicle qualifies. Just call 1-800-610-7840 to get your car protected today. Call 800-610-7840. That's 1-800-610-7840. Never pay for covered car repairs again. Just call 800-610-7840. That's 1-800-610-7840.
Yoga Gangsters, a Miami-based nonprofit organization, provides free yoga programming to youth and young adults who are either at risk or in crisis. The Yoga Gangsters' mission is to use yoga as a tool to teach youth self-awareness, self-respect, and self-control. If you're interested in establishing a program or wish to make a contribution, contact Marisol at 305yoga.com or explore their website, yogagangsters.org.
By the Glass.
By the Glass is a show about beverage culture.
Brad Hubbard.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the dots on how everything works together. It's really all about how we enjoy things, how we enjoy life, and how beverages play a big part in that. I'm going to bring in people that are going to display their aspect of the culture. I'm going to bring in people that are going to show you different products. We're going to look at places where people go to consume these beverages and how they all interact. Things are built around the actual beverage itself.
By the Glass. Thursdays from 6 to 7. Only on SoFloRadio.com.
Now, back to John Etch and the Sports Heads on SoFloRadio.com.
I chose him because he's one of the best fighters out there right now. He's young, he's strong, and he's hungry. This event is at the top by far. Canelo Mayweather.
No, me siento muy contento porque yo desde que inicié en el boxeo.
He's very motivated, he's very happy, he definitely wants to be part of history, and this is where history starts, and he's very happy to be part of it.
And with the local DBC news, LL Cool J with a triumphant comeback.
All right, last segment of the show, Mayweather versus Canelo on Saturday. Are you guys going to watch it?
Yes.
Frost? Are you going to pay for it? Pay-per-view?
Hell no.
Deal? For sure. I'm really going to
Somebody's on the line.
Rodriguez. Where you at, man?
I'm really 1, 2, 3.
Are you
Augustine with a carload of drunken bitches?
Are you in the oldest city in?
No, I'm supposed to let you know that I am also a drunken bitch.
Yes, we hear it.
Drunken bitch.
We hear it.
Are you in the oldest city?
By
United
the way,
States?
John called it. He said if we call him up, he's just going to be drunk.
Listen, I'm here on a job. Dude,
Yeah, he's wasted.
Some bitches and wigging over here, man. Over here, job, but it doesn't start until tomorrow, so we're out drinking and eating and smoking blunts.
Are you in St. Augustine?
Yeah, I'm in St. Augustine right now.
The oldest city in America?
Oldest city in America, founded by our ancestors, the Sticks. And undefeated in San Marcos. Undefeated in battle. And the Casa Rodriguez is older than America. I have no service. It's amazing you guys got through. I had no service all day long. And just now I got into the car, and I have service just in time for your phone call.
Well, you're on with the Sports Heads right now on
How you doing, John
SoFlowRadio.com.
Etch and Jack Frost and DCO?
What's up, dude?
We're doing good,
Hey,
man.
what's going on?
We thought about you, so
We're
we called you, and we just want to say thank you for everything you do for us, and thank you for your loyalty, your commitment, your
You're too sweet.
every time I call you, every time I text you, you always respond right away.
You're too nice. Well,
And
y'all are
I just want to
important
say that I
me.
love
Great
you.
show, and you're important.
I'm not a homosexual, but I love you.
He wants a discount, George.
I love you too. I'm not homosexual either. I have people. I have people vouching for me in the car. Not everybody's vouching for me. The night's young.
All right, we're gonna get back to sports. I just called you to say I love you.
Thank you, man. I love you too. We're drunk also, so it's all good.
Keep up that Thursday tradition, George.
All right, man.
Don't get too
Thanks
wasted.
for calling me. Thanks for thinking of me, John Etch and crew.
All right, peace.
Don't get too wasted.
Te quiero.
Peace out. Te quiero mucho. Bye.
All right, Canelo and Mayweather. I used to follow boxing a long time. Well, I would say a long time ago, but
in the 80s.
Of course.
You guys, what do you guys think about this fight?
Man, I really hope. I think Canelo is finally. It's the first guy since the Mosley fight with enough power to at least try to knock out or have the potential to knock out Mayweather.
Yeah. But Mayweather's too smart. He's not gonna go toe to toe with him in the middle of the ring.
Here's the thing: it's not a matter of going toe to toe.
Yeah.
If you could just catch him, just once, that's all you need. One punch. Canelo has one punch power in that.
Mayweather's too smart. There's no way.
I feel like that's you know what Mayweather has? Mayweather has that Dion disease. Wait, remember that? Remember throughout Dion's career, nobody would throw to his side of the field.
Yeah,
it's the same thing. Like Mayweather fools you with just hit him. All you got to do is hit him. Yeah, it's easier said than done. You know,
he won't let you hit him.
Yeah,
right,
you know,
right.
That's the catch. Like,
right. Well, no, I've seen Mayweather fight guys like that Guerrero guy, who came out and like tried to storm him. But
even Ricky Hatton, he didn't go down quick. I mean,
right, but like they those guys, they like sometimes Mayweather's like he takes a punch to the face and it's like he laughs at him.
Yeah.
This guy, you don't want to take a punch to the face.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to take a Canelo punch. When Mosley struck him in the second round of that fight, I don't remember how long ago it was though now. Mayweather looked stumbled and he was like, okay, no more of this stuff. I gotta
bleep.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta take care of myself. This shoulder roll is gonna become a little more hands up.
Yeah.
And we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I think who's the better boxer?
Mayweather.
I'm not exactly. I'm not saying who's a better fighter. I'm not saying who's a better brawler. Who's better against the ropes or in the middle of the ring. Mayweather is the better boxer.
But
Mayweather wins the
Here's
match.
the thing, though. Mayweather, in his last few fights, has been the overwhelming favorite.
Yeah.
Minus 280 is not an overwhelming favorite. Not at all. I mean, it's a lot, but it's not over. It's the lowest we've seen Mayweather favored in quite
This fight
a while.
means more. It means more to Mayweather than
No, it
does
doesn't. No, it doesn't.
I think
Are
so
you
because
kidding? You're a young Mexican kid from nothing, and this fight will make you forever. Although Canelo is 42-0, he's fought like God knows how many times within a year.
If Canelo wins, there's a rematch.
What?
If Canelo wins, there's a rematch.
Well, there's always a rematch clause in all these big fights, in case the champion loses. That's just how it's contracted. It was the same with Pacquiao. It's the same with Mayweather. All these big fighters, they have a rematch clause in there in case they lose.
Yeah.
But it's gonna look. The only way Canelo wins is if he knocks him out. He will not win in a decision.
Mayweather's never been knocked out before, Bubs.
He's never lost. Obviously, I understand.
Never been knocked out.
Well, knocked down. You mean?
Or knocked out. You see,
Well,
you
knockout would be you losing. He
Yeah.
hasn't lost, so therefore he has never been knocked out.
Exactly, but you're saying the only way Canelo could win if he knocks out
Right.
Mayweather, and
I know,
Mayweather's
it's
never
something
been knocked out before.
I understand, but he's the only. Well, he's one of the few guys that it's one of the few guys Mayweather's faced where the potential of a knockout's actually there.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, he's got that much power, man. It's pretty incredible.
All right, so we're gonna. I guess I'll pay for it. You know, I'm not one of those guys that like to
Look, I wouldn't
go on the
pay for
internet
it.
and
Go to a
try
bar.
to steal it.
Go to a bar and watch it, man.
It's too late, man. I'll fall asleep on the roll. I'm just gonna watch it at home.
You'll fall asleep at home.
But at least I'll have I have entertainment at home. The kids.
No.
Dude, the kids will be knocked out.
Yeah, I'll be sleeping. That fight's gonna come on what 11 o'clock, 11:30.
No, it starts probably like at 10.
Okay.
I mean, boxing's not that long. I mean, it's 3-minute rounds. It usually keeps you kind of entertained when it's a good fight. When it's not, oh God, it's bad.
I'm excited.
I'm not.
You're not excited?
No.
No. Okay.
This is a legit.
You rather
fight.
watch Alabama, Texas A&M?
I told you, man. I'm feeling kind of funny about sports right about now.
So you rather
like boxing is dead. Let's just be real.
This fight though, and I'm not a boxing guy, but this fight's intriguing.
Yeah, it is.
Because we have a guy in Canelo Alvarez with the potential to take out a dude who doesn't take fights if he thinks he's gonna lose.
Yeah.
This is a dangerous fight for Mayweather. As much as everybody says otherwise,
I think
it's a dangerous fight.
It's compelling in the sense that it gives you that little room that you were just talking about right there. Like, okay, this might be the one. But other than that, you just said how long the fight's going to be. I mean, it might be.
Yeah.
How interesting is that?
Hey, you play Slippin' yet?
Oh yeah, that's right. You wanted that.
Play Slippin', man, please. I'm gonna end the show with Slippin'. All right, so thanks for logging on, tuning in, Sports Heads on SoFlurry.com.
Talk about slipping, Johnny. You heard about DMX?
Jack Frost, yeah, he's running around naked.
Running around naked in the hotel.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I still love that song that he.
Cocaine is one hell of a drug. 80s.
All right, here we go. Slipping by DMX. We're gonna end the show with this song. Jack Frost, am I right? Thank you very much for being on the show. Dio on the 1 and 2s.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you very much. George Rodriguez, somewhere in St. Augustine's getting
wasted.
Getting wasted. Love you, man. And Jeff DeForest, love you too. Chris Hudspeth in the other room. Where's Chris Hudspeth?
Chris is out.
He's out?
Hey, man,
he left the building.
All right, he left the building.
Look
All
at
right.
them heels.
Well, thanks for all who have logged on, tuned in to this show, and to those who are going to watch the show on YouTube. Right? It's on YouTube, right?
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube.
We got plenty of surprises, too.
All right.
Coming up for this upcoming season.
No show.
On the Sports Heads.
George Rodriguez, no show?
No show tomorrow for George.
So, Jack Frost, day off, I guess, huh?
Something like that.
All right.
But not really.
All right, have a great week.
Never sleep.
John Etchen, Sports Heads, Dio, and Jack Frost holding me down as always. Peace.
SoFloRadio.com and SoFloTelevision.com.